It doesn't matter how many single events you throw. If you keep ignoring men's issues, you're going to get the same results. Describe and let's talk about it.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African-American women. Like, a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like a simulation. Or is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low-key, like nervous, like for us. We're shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't.
It's not, this isn't Field of Dreams. It's not, if you build it, they will come. No, if you still don't want to address what men have to say when they're speaking for themselves, when they're speaking for men in general, then why? It doesn't matter how many things you build, how many events, where you throw it in church, in a run club, you're always going to kind of get the same results. It's you're not treating, you're treating symptoms. You're not treating the actual cause of the sickness. But before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. Still trying to do 2 a day, so look for those. Share the video, hype the video, and we got merch in the store. Listen, this is very simple. It's very simple. If you continue to ignore the what men are saying, you're still gonna be right here. One, she's saying that you do a single event in church. Most men, this is a declining male population in church. That's been going on for probably the better part of a decade and a half. So you want to throw an event where men aren't already prevalent. Okay, what do you expect? The same things. Secondly, a lot of this never really gets out to the right crowd, the right people that you're looking for. There isn't really like a conglomerate or group of men where every Tuesday we all sign into Zoom and we all check in with each other and say what we're going to do for the week. You're going to have to hit those proper pockets of people that you're looking for. Third, this is the big thing. The men that you actually want, that you would be excited to see there, they don't go to events. They don't. That's just, and not even the men that you want. The next section of men understand that I'm just going to go there and get rejected. I'm just going to go there and get rejected. Even when you say, and I get the idea of the event that women are here and they're primed and ready to go. They're looking for men to be with here. So this is a perfect example, perfect place for them to go. But men understand it very differently when they do show up. That priming still doesn't change the fact that you're still looking for a certain caliber of man. And when you're not that, all you did now is either waste your time, pay to waste your time to go there. You weren't going to be interested in me outside of this event. That it's been created doesn't now suddenly change that fact. Fourth, women tend to value women very highly. You constantly, when you look at this, you see this is a through line. You see this all the time. Every time they create, or they say there was an event, and they say there were so many beautiful women. Okay, do men consider them the same? Do men look at them the same? We've had this discourse for the better part of a decade and a half, almost 2 decades, where you can kind of see what men are saying. These are the things we're kind of looking for. These are the things that we find attractive. Now, understandably, most men find 80% of women attractive. But when women rate other women, you're all 10s. So it adds to this level of disbelief. You're saying, I can't believe someone that is so perfect, so ready, and all these things about her. She's a 10 out of 10. She's a 12 out of 10. Why are men not after her? Well, realistically, you don't know what she's like in a relationship. Realistically, you don't see her through the eyes of a man. Realistically, the way she interacts with you is not the way she interacts with men. And I don't know how to rank this, but the way you kind of talk about men matters. The way men are being treated and talked about in society, it matters. When a lot of what the rhetoric is out there is that you don't need a man, having a boyfriend is embarrassing, having a husband, you feeling single in your marriage, you feel like a single mom in your marriage, or single woman in your marriage, or a roommate in your marriage. We're not giving couples, we're not giving either gender, either side, any really great reasons to go to these single events to look, for a relationship, ultimately look for marriage. If we're not in control of the narrative that we're pushing out there, we're still suffering the consequences of the narratives that's pushed out there. If we want to see better results, then we're going to have to start creating content and sharing content and talking about content where people are like, no, these are the benefits of marriage. These are the benefits of coupling up. It's easier together. When an economy that's becoming increasingly stringent, it's better that you have someone to back you up. Instead, we have takes that run the gamut of just subverting logic, subverting math, and saying, I'd rather pay everything by myself than do 50-50 with someone else, when mathematically you would come out ahead. But how you feel about it becomes paramount, becomes more important. It's the same way with these events. You feel as if these things should go well. You feel as if these people are great catches. So you feel like this would work. But until you start having to address these things that you need the opposite sex, you need men to sort of sign on, we're always going to have this sort of discourse, it becomes circular. Every couple of months is going to be some new event. Every couple of months is going to be another woman that's completely shocked and bewildered that it doesn't work, that something is wrong, that somehow, where are the men? Where are the men? Where are the men? Even at the very end, she didn't want to have that answer that question. She wanted to address that question. Men aren't there. You can't spend years dogging out men, and then when you get to an age where you're thinking, well, my clock is running down, I need to expedite this process of finding a man because it's not working in a while, the dating apps aren't working, let me go back to the tried and true method. Let me now try to force their hand. You can't force their hand without addressing what the actual issue is. Or we can keep doing this and I can keep finding content to sort of talk about this. And I found quite a bit recently, enough to probably make its own video. And that might be something I get to later today. But listen, it's not as if you don't have a plethora of men that are interested in you. Most of your DMs are full. Most of the dating apps are full of men that already liked and swiped on your pictures. You just don't like that type of man. Why do you think it's somehow going to be different in person, in a dating event? The same type of man that's been in your DMs and saying, hey, good morning, grand rising, for the last 6 months talking to himself, probably the same guy that's going to actually be the one attending your event. You didn't like him in your DMs digitally. Why would you like him somehow in person? What you always see, right? We'll end on this. What you always see is when women complain about these dating events, it's not that men aren't there. They're there. They're just not there in abundance. Those men that they want aren't there. So in turn, no men showed up. If you go back and look at that video alone, you can point out a couple of guys right there. Why wasn't he selected, or was he selected and you didn't get to? The fact is, it's not a zero-sum game. There are men there. You just don't deem them compatible. You don't deem them worthy. Again, you rate you and your friends as tens or the greatest thing since sliced bread. But what are those men that are average, that are always going to be average? They're average in your DMs. They're average in real life. They're average at the next event. You don't want them. That's what it comes down to. You just don't. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. If you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to sound my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. Just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.